The issue of our Papua New Guineans being targeted and being demoted, and the decreasing number of our Papua New Guineans in the national position has been raised. I myself, Mr. Speaker, raised it informally with the chairman of the bank.
Work where all nationals can work in. They are now importing staff from smaller countries. If you look at the management system of BSP Bank, we only have less than 10% on the top management of this country. All the time, all expatriates also. Yet, we are declaring 1 billion kina profit. Plenty of position, all national staff, all this management of BSP is renaming, and they are suppressing our staff.
I will again write to the chairman of BSP and express our concerns.
The member for Goroka.
Mr. Speaker, question concerning some issue Bank South Pacific requiring attention to government. The mila put in this floor so that you can saw and addressing the issue of this bank. BSP I want big bank in South Pacific, Mr. Speaker. You know Papua New Guinea all. I am employing more plenty of Papua New Guinea citizens, more than 2,000 citizens. Ripple effect this employment, all employment plenty more in the country. So, Mr. Speaker, they also, BSP Bank, they also representing 51% of the banking share in the country. Now, in the country, 100%. Kind of some Samoa, Tonga, Niue, and BSP Tasol. Mr. Speaker, concern Blomina, concern Blol Sample staff inside BSP Bank and GOSEM. All staff, all national staff are marginalized. Bank yet. We are now importing a lot of expatriates inside Kamlo, Kissing Plus, all national staff. Plenty of position, all national staff, all this management, BSP is renaming, and they are suppressing our staff. Work where all nationals can work in. They are now importing staff from smaller countries, from other countries, to come and do the jobs that we can do in this country. And we have been marginalized in our own country by our own bank, by our own board of directors. If you look at the management system of BSP Bank, we only have less than 10% on the top management of this country. All the time, all expatriates also, from outside countries. Yet, we are declaring 1 billion kina profit. Now, this is 1 billion kina I'm come away. I'm come money, people of this country. In a legal country, also in Fiji, in Samoa, Tonga, Niue, all this country. I'm come money, Papua New Guinea. Yet, we are marginalizing our staff in our own country, in our own banking system.
Question.
My question without notice, sir.
Sorry, Honorable Member.
Thank you.
Sorry,
What is the government doing about this? What is the government's policy, legislation to protect our staff?
Honorable Member, sorry, let me interrupt you. Question, please ask him, Minister.
Minister of State Enterprise, Minister of ICT, Minister of Immigration can also take note, and Minister of Labor can also take note. My question with the simple is that what are we doing to protect the rights of citizens of big corporations also? We are also facing all kind issues, kind problem, or big multi-million kina company. We all come inside the country. They are also doing that. But coming from our own company inside of Papua New Guinea is unfair to us. It's injustice to the people of Loyumi. So my question is, do we have a legislation to protect our people? What are we doing to bring this issue to the board level and down to the management level to address this issue? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Minister for State Enterprise.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. I want to thank the member for Goroka for asking this very important question. In fact, this question has been raised informally by many of our people in the social media as well, and this matter has been discussed at various sections. First, I want to set the record straight, and that is that the Bank of South Pacific is not owned 100% by our Papua New Guinea shareholders or institutions. The banking laws do not allow one single shareholder to own more than 20% of a bank, because the banks normally deal with other people's money. So, and these are rules set up by the Bank of PNG, and these are banking laws you find in many other countries of the world. So PNG is not an exception, and banking is an international business. And when the Morata government decided to merge the two banks, the former PNG Banking Corporation and the smaller BSP, the laws required our government to sell down, and that was why KCH was nominated as the shareholder, and eventually it ended up owning only 20% as is required by the law. And if you look at the share register of BSP, the top 6 shareholders are our Papua New Guinean institutions. The rest are international investors as well. So we do not own BSP 100%. It's a bank owned by many investors, both domestic and international as well. So you have a lot of other pension funds, even overseas investors who are shareholders. And as we all know, BSP operates not only in PNG, it operates in other parts of the Pacific region. So when you go back to the staff or employees of the bank recruits the best people who can work anywhere in the world. Banks are by their nature international, and our Papua citizens who are employed by the bank have to meet those requirements. And if they are found wanting, the bank will, of course, either retrench them or terminate them. So the fact that it is headquartered in Papua New Guinea and the majority is owned by our national institutions does not necessarily mean that this bank will lower its standards. So the issue of our Papua New Guineans being targeted and being demoted, and the decreasing number of our Papua New Guineans in the national position has been raised. I myself, Mr. Assistant Speaker, raised it informally with the chairman of the bank, and he told me that that was an issue they were looking at, and I'm happy with our member for Gorka for raising the very important question, because as you all know, if the bank is headquartered in our country and it was once owned majority by our people, then of course we are naturally concerned, and that's an important issue. In terms of who gets in, who remains employed, that is a labor law matter, and in the absence of a policy from this government requiring our banks to employ or keep our people employed to a certain level, then that is a matter that can be dealt with by our labor laws. But as it is, our labor laws do not require banks or any other business to employ our people in certain, these are business matters. Banks or any other business will employ someone who he or they think is competent and will be able to deliver for their business. Bank is a business. Business are there to make money, so these are challenges our people have to remember. The fact that BSP was once owned by our people does not necessarily mean that the bank will lower its standards when it comes to employing and retaining people. So while we expect BSP to give priority to our people, BSP being an international bank is expected to recruit people from all over the world as long as they meet the requirements. But once again, to finish off, I want to assure our member for Gorga that I will again write to the chairman of BSP and express our concerns. And when that response is provided, I will let this Parliament know, because it's an important matter. Thank you, Mr. Acting Speaker.